live.
Yes. I'll be transparent with the audience. I just bit into a Bear Bells, so it's all chewy. It's a Tim McKernan Show podcast. Tim McKernan, Jackson Burkett with you. You send in questions, we answer them. T. McKernan at InsideSTL.com. Last week, I said I want to invite in 3 listeners to have a conversation and literally ask anything they want about the program. Unedited, unfiltered, live on the program. You know how many emails I got? I'll set the over-under at 0.
Under?
That's correct. I got less than 1.
You asked to go on someone else's podcast.
I did. I contacted somebody else to be on their podcast. I think it was that Brian Henshin who said he thought once I put it out there that people who podcast would jump on it. I think Jake Reynolds was in the YouTube chat last week, Jackson, and he said he would do it. But as far as an email goes, literally 0. And I'm like, you can hold me accountable.
Right.
You think I'm lying to you? You can sit right here and say it.
Yeah.
What an opportunity.
Talk it over.
0. So I don't know. Email me, tmckernan at InsideSTL.com. Oh, snap, I didn't know. I'd love to do something like that. Cucky the Dwarf. Sounds like he's in.
Okay.
Right? So now we got Jake Reynolds. We got Cucky the Dwarf.
You know Cucky would come prepared.
He just says he would love to hold me.
Oh.
Whether or not he wants to hold me accountable.
Yeah, well, we can do that off air.
I like that. I like that idea. Let's see what we got here. Got questions galore. Oh, this one's from Short King Summer. Hello, Tim. Just wanted to amplify Little Charcoal Burkett's comments earlier that the next movie you need to see, 100% need to see, is One Battle After Another. Jackson, I'm seeing The Running Man this weekend. If you want to tag along, that's from Big Tuft.
Saw it with Marshy. But yeah, you do. I think One Battle After Another just got put on.
And what's that about?
One Battle After Another is about Leo DiCaprio and Tiana Taylor, former revolutionaries, with a young daughter who now have to pay the price of being a revolutionary, an old foe, and re-enters their life 16 years after their revolutionary times.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, really, really good. Just fantastic.
What's the best movie you've seen this year? The Springsteen movie?
No, not the best one I've seen this year. The best one I've seen is One Battle After Another.
Wow.
Yeah, for sure. It's my favorite movie of the decade so far.
Wow.
Yeah. Barely beating out Banshees of Inisherin, a great Irish movie.
I consider that...
oh, it's high praise.
That's a bad.
No, it's high praise.
I don't take that. I don't take that lightly. And I get to be on Movie Boy soon?
Yeah, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
P's, T's, and A's.
Yeah, we can record that next week.
Nice.
For our Thanksgiving special.
I'm off this Thursday and Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And then everybody's off next Thursday and Friday.
Yeah.
Sound a great cute boy, by the way. So here's the thing. I don't know if we're going to go out of town or not. I don't really have it, but I got all the... If you don't use it, you lose it. Watch this. If you don't use it, you lose it.
I got to use 2 days or else I'm going to lose
What you finna do? What days you finna do?
I'm thinking that Monday, so we get the 25th, which is a Thursday, Christmas, off. The 26th we get off. And I'm thinking about taking that Monday on the wraparound off. Like Jackson's little winter break.
Yeah. Well, I think Tim, Martin, and Doug's might be even longer than Jackson's little winter break, so you're going to get a chance to get some exposure.
That's great. Yeah, just me and a mic, 4 hours, no blues.
All right, last night in the Tax Layer Bowl.
Yeah, just taking it like a hit list, just one by one. Next segment, Gator Bowl. Segment after that, Mayo Bowl. Who's getting covered in mayonnaise? We'll talk about the Western Conference.
That was day one of Balloon Party, if memory serves.
Yeah, which substance would you least like poured on you after a win?
An alarming question posed to the gentleman.
To which you said mayonnaise, and I lost.
Nothing.
I had nothing to come back with.
I've had a lot of Graham Bensinger interviews hitting my algorithm here lately. Love his interviews and how engaging they are. If you had someone interview you for a Sound Story style interview, who would you pick? Wow, nice question, MD 2020.
Jimmy Glick.
Ooh, that's a great answer. God, there are times, and I see that other people kind of do this. Do you ever go down that vortex, but it kind of predates you?
Yeah, because they're very bite-sized. They're like usually like
5 minutes.
Yeah, 4 or 5 minutes, and it's great.
The best ones are the ones when he's out and about.
Right.
Steve Martin, Billy Crystal, that's where Smooching with the Boys comes from, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, and Jerry Seinfeld. That'll be my Mount Rushmore of Jiminy Glick interviews for you to enjoy on YouTube. If you enjoy Between Two Ferns with Zach Galifianakis, it kind of was the, I think, muse for Zach Galifianakis.
Yeah.
And I enjoy them both. I'm not saying one is better than the other. But I can't get enough.
The bloopers to Between Two Ferns might be better than Between Two Ferns themselves.
No.
The ones with John Hamm are really funny.
Let's see. Hey there, boys. A few weeks ago, Tim mentioned something about Josh Kroenke. I think this was in my email, too. So maybe this person emailed me as well, but I got to go through my... Oh, yeah, it is. This gentleman did last Wednesday. Let me read the email, but he's in the YouTube chat today asking this question. Hey, Tim, I was curious. There was something you said on QFTA a few weeks ago regarding Josh Kroenke may be interested in resurrecting his name in St. Louis, and I was curious if you would dive deeper into that and what that would look like, i.e. another professional sports team or something else. Thanks. That's from Justin Braze, who gave his full name, tip of the cap. And when I got that email last week, I remember thinking to myself, and I'm being completely serious, I don't remember that. But I believe Justin. This weird spot. I believe the listener. I don't believe myself, but I don't remember it. So if Justin, since you are today, coincidentally, and I'm grateful for it in the YouTube chat, could you give me context to maybe clue me in on that? But I need something to, do you remember that at all?
Not in the slightest.
But I mean, the guy wouldn't make it up. He's not like, you said this would happen. It's not like one of those.
We do so much, like 20 hours just.
Yeah, but I mean, I still have and it's not like I have a great memory. It's just like, if there was something going on with that and I said it, I would remember it.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about that. So that's why, I don't remember it all being on any shows we've done, and I don't even remember seeing anything about that. Not to say that this listener's wrong. They clearly heard it somewhere, but I don't remember it.
Why not have the pod in the same studio as the betting pod and have some guests? That's from HB Cards. I get the sense HB Cards might be one of those Reddit guys, but I'm not real sure. I can kind of sense it. There's tells. Mm-hmm. Kind of like I'm being held accountable, but with no basis for understanding how a business works. It's a great question. I appreciate the manner. That would take some time, and I am already hosting a 4-hour program, the Spread Zone, the Tim McKernan Show podcast, and then have Sound Story. And so I'm not necessarily, even though I love exposure, God, I'm not necessarily looking for more. However, if it is worth the time financially, I would be happy to do that. In addition to that, I'm working on potentially another podcast, but there are dollars attached to it. So just doing things for free, while I think that has become kind of the business model in our industry, it's not something I'm looking for at this particular point in my life. He says, I'm not a Reddit guy, LOL. Nobody ever acknowledges that they are, though. You ever notice that?
Well, clearly there are some people out there who are on it.
I invite people to come in and ask whatever they want.
If they're posting on Reddit, they will have no interest in that.
I mean, hell, I offered $1,000 and didn't get an email.
Right. Again, it's the conspiracy theory chase. You
know? Let's see. Josh is all in on the Nuggets, who will never leave Denver. That's from Lex Luthor. That's just Lex Luthor, who talks about the NBA throughout all of Team A. I don't know what I said about, so Justin, if you can refresh, yes, it is Cucky so good. Justin, if you could refresh my memory what I said. Tim, have you seen any of the Barstool golf tournaments? Quite possibly the golf content I've ever seen. Do you ever look at TMA like it could have been Barstool Midwest? I would never want that. And I know that might sound crazy. It's just not my personality to do what Dave Portnoy does. That's not saying that what he does is wrong or anything like that. I am a lot closer to like living in a cabin in isolation and having no contact with the outside world than like having to be omnipresent. Dave also is single with no children.
Right. And
I guess we're the same age, but I saw that throughout the course of like the last, I guess, 10 or 15 years. And I'm like, God, I could never just be constantly online. I just personally have no interest in it.
Right, and it's so much of it.
Don't get me wrong, he's got God only knows how much money, and that's wonderful, but that's not what,
it's a lot of
my driving force, I suppose.
Right, it's a lot of office drama stuff, too, along with that, which is the camera's always on kind of thing. I wouldn't say that they're similar in style, even if audience-wise it could be similar.
Let's see. Do you think the quality of play in the NFL has fallen off a cliff? It seems like there are more butt-ass teams than usual. It's from Lex Luthor. I have to be honest with you, Lex Luthor. I have such little interest in the NFL.
I couldn't be more with you.
And I wish I was interested in it.
I know. I
was interested in when I built daily fantasy rosters, and it got to a point where I'm like, I just can't beat it. I remember telling you I'm going to be able to beat this, and I just can't beat it. I just can't beat it. And I'm like, now I'm wasting time and money. I'm not going to keep messing with this. So I just have, like when Riz Stalter and I do the picks on Spread Zone, I'm just like, NFL, just like, okay, whatever. I got to give 3 NFL games. I couldn't. And on top of it, NFL games are so, I feel like you can handicap college in some capacity, certainly not with like 80%. But, NFL, I couldn't. Because the Dolphins beating the shit out of the Bills, of course. It's just...
Yeah.
The Titans of all teams nearly beating the Texans this past weekend. I don't know. I'm just not into it.
Yeah. Around the playoffs.
I wish I was.
Yeah, around the playoffs, I could see myself being more invested in it. But, like, at this point, I have 3 fantasy teams, and I still I barely even watch on Sundays. I don't have Red Zone, which is a big part of that. But I don't. It's like college football is so much fun. Like Saturdays are so much fun. The vibes are so high. Every game means so much. And then to watch the NFL just doesn't have the same juice to it that it once did. I think my interest in the NFL has decreased every year since the Rams left.
Guys, I got clipped by the stomach bug a couple of Sundays ago and watched NFL all day and came away thinking the Georgia Southern tilt in Statesboro would be more entertaining. It's from Al in Dadeville.
Yeah, it's just not... playoff-wise, yes, I will. I always get into the playoffs. I find that to be awesome.
But that's because it has the same urgency of a college game.
Exactly right.
That's the reason.
For sure.
But at the same time, now on the other side of it, an example would be like Kentucky, Florida 2 Saturdays ago.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not watching that. I have zero interest in it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But because there are so many schools, there is a game on at any time.
Yeah.
Where there is some kind of implication of urgency. And I think that's the reason, plus the intensity and the insanity / soap opera that surrounds it. That's what gets me to the table.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if Missouri would still be in the Big 12 if I would feel that way. Maybe it's being part of the SEC.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad we won't find out.
Right,
but
certainly.
I don't know. And then I watch the NFL and I'm just like... it's like background noise while I work or while we're messing around the house with the family.
Yeah, I haven't been like locked into a full game pretty much all year. Like as with college football, the entire window. Like, and I think the window being bigger too. Like 11 a.m. games start centrally, and then until basically midnight, you have action that means something. We're in the NFL, noon, 3, and then the Sunday night game. And if the Sunday night game is a stinker, then you really have nothing at nighttime.
How about this? Lane Kiffin on the Pat McAfee show, according to JB35 in the Michelob Ultra YouTube chat, asked about a reported ultimatum to tell Ole Miss what his plans are by the Egg Bowl. Quote, that's absolutely not true. There has not been anything like that at all. That is from JB35. I expressed skepticism on TMA earlier today, and my reasoning was only I don't know from a legal standpoint what Ole Miss can say if you don't accept the ultimatum, what they would be able to do. He's under contract.
Right.
And by the way, I might be wrong, but for the sake of it, like tying into our lives here, I'm under contract with Hubbard through the end of the decade. If they were to come to me and say, hey, you've got to sign a contract extension or else we're going to fire you, I'd be like, okay, pay me out for the next, 4 years and 2 months.
Right.
It's fine by me.
Right.
You have no cause. That's not the way that it works. So Ole Miss can say, well, we're going to fire you if you don't. And Lane Kiffin's going, okay, I didn't do anything to get fired, so you're going to owe me the balance of my contract. He's under contract for I don't know how long, I think 5 more years himself. So that's not the way it works. It's like sounds good, but the people who I heard talking about it were not attorneys. They were us guys, sports talk guys.
Right.
And they're thinking to myself, okay, well, what's Ole Miss going to do? Say, okay, we're going to let you go? Like, what's Lane Kiffin? Well, even if Lane Kiffin didn't say it, his agent's going to go, okay. So I've just been skeptical of that because it doesn't make any sense. Now, on the other side of it, Florida or LSU or whomever, the Giants, I don't know, could say, hey, this offer's here, but we've got to move on.
Right, another team could make
Right,
an
because he's not under contract, and we're going to pull the offer.
Right. That would make sense.
Right. But if he were to accept the offer, does then Lane Kiffin go to Ole Miss and say, I'm going to take this job, and he doesn't coach against Mississippi State, and he doesn't coach in the college football playoff? That would be a moment. That, to me, again, it's not really leverage so much as that's the one that can do something about it. I don't believe Ole Miss can. Again, I'm open to being told I'm wrong, but a business cannot fire you based on you not signing a contract extension. They can't force you to do something that you don't want to do that is already agreed to in a covenant. Otherwise, they're the ones who are going to get sued. It's like Brian Kelly. They're like, take $30 million. He's like, no, you owe me $55. They're like, okay, well, now we're going to fire you for cause. And I'm just going, oh, who gets to represent this and get the free money? These are great.
Layup. Yeah, no, it doesn't make like any sense to me. The reality of it is, like, you get fired, and like you said, gets fired without cause, so they have to pay him out. Like, why would they do that to themselves? Makes no sense. Like what you said, like if another team was like, this is when you have to decide.
We have to move on.
Right.
But I don't know why Florida or LSU would be in that spot at this moment.
Right. What's their urgency?
So I don't know.
Moment?
And I don't know. Unless somebody that they want is about to sign with somebody else. I have no idea. Tim, you used to do best sports moment of the year, worst sports moment of the year, and sports person of the year. Is there even a candidate for best sports moment of the year? Hunchback Von Castle. Wow, this is going to put me to the test. Boy, Jackie Paper's eyes just got real big.
Trying to think. Wouldn't be anything with the Cardinals. I think there's nothing there. Wouldn't be anything with Missouri football.
I mean, the worst moment to me is obvious as can
easy,
be.
Yeah.
Okay, what is it?
1.6.
Okay,
That's
there you go.
a no-doubter.
All right. Best.
Oof.
Was there a moment in the Winnipeg series? Like they just would skull pound Hellebuck to the point that he yanked. That was always fun.
Right. They were always like big wins or big losses. Like it wasn't like outside of 1.6. So I don't think anything there, probably.
Missouri football didn't beat anybody of note.
No. Mizzou Hoops beating Bama. That was fun.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to get a lot of support.
I don't know if it's going to get any support, but I can't think of anything better. Cardinals-wise, it's literally nothing. There's
JB35 says beating Kansas is the sports moment of the year, but wasn't that in 2024?
Beating Kansas in basketball, yes.
Yeah.
Beating Kansas in football might be what he means by that.
Yeah,
but I would not consider that, considering what Kansas has done since.
Well, I mean, if you would have told me that while I'm walking out of Pro Field that I just witnessed the best St. Louis sports moment of the year, I'd go, God.
Weep home.
I'm going to take a sabbatical.
Yeah. Boy, has it been this tough ever to think of a best sports moment?
Yes. If only the Chiefs had won the Super Bowl. That's from MD 2020. Well played.
Yeah.
The best moment is SIUE making the NCAA tournament. I might have read that already.
Michael Hellman's appearance on the program.
Yeah, that was highlight.
That was great. He said MIZ.
God, what in the hell would it be? And the fact that nobody else can come up with one either, really. Sports person of the year.
That one, you can't give it to Heim Bloom because he didn't really do anything this year. You could go Monty, but the last couple weeks have certainly tainted that a little.
Becky the Dwarf says when Berkey made that save, that was great.
Yeah, you gave it to Roman Berkey. I don't know if that's going to get people going or not. Contreras, I don't know for what. Yeah, God, it is tough.
I don't know.
Bleak. Very bleak.
Well done, Hunchback of Von Castle.
Yeah, God, I don't know.
Depressing.
I don't know if you could have one.
Hi, Tim. This is an email. I love the show. And, sorry. Hi, Tim. I love the show and the podcast. Twofold question, if you're taking two today. I am. And I got a hard out. We were at 11:44. At 11:55 to 12, we have a lunch with a client at 12. Thoughts on a G5 team making the CFP with an auto bid? I'm a North Texas alum. I also follow Mizzou, and for the first time in over 50 years, my Mean Green are ranked and actually control their own destiny. I get why a lot of national analysts say there shouldn't be an auto bid for the G5. North Texas could make the CFP and get blown out, sure, but it would still be the best moment in our program's history and would be wildly celebrated. but as you acknowledge, by you. I mean, it wouldn't be wildly celebrated anywhere else. Then, realistically, our coach, quarterback, star freshman, running back, and anything not nailed down might transfer for bigger opportunities, and I don't blame them. My point is, if a G5 team never gets in, what's the motivation? Fans of those programs deserve at least a sliver of hope, even knowing the roster might get poached afterward. Curious where you stand on that. And number two, I'm 31 and finally getting into golf. I've only played a couple rounds and really enjoy it. I work in finance and a lot of my clients golf, so it actually benefits me professionally to improve. Any recommendations for getting started, lessons, golf sims, what to prioritize early, etc.? Hope to see you at the Stag Bar Buffet soon. Wow. How about that? The old Stag Bar Buffet.
Were those good?
I honestly would not. I'm being serious because I would say if I did.
For sure.
I dined at Rachel's, which is actually good. A couple times in West Palm, but not locally. On the G5, that is the deal, and therefore it's the deal. Then you got to stick to it. Now, if they want to change it, see, I really liked. I mean, it wasn't groundbreaking, but I sent the audio to you on Sunday. Gary Danielson, who people really did know for years, and now CBS has this terrible Big Ten deal at 2:30. God, it used to be the SEC game of the week, and now it was Michigan State, Penn State this weekend. And he was asked what his opinion on the 12-team playoff is. And he said, I really think it needs to be 16 and have the games hosted on campus in the first two rounds.
Couldn't agree more.
And I love that.
Yeah, agreed.
And then at that point, you go from 16 to 8, and then 8 to 4, and then the 4 would be bowl games, or 2 bowl games, and then I guess you would have one final bowl game, I gather, is the championship. Mm-hmm. I love that.
Yeah, I think it's great.
I love that idea.
I think it's a perfect number.
And then at that point, the G5 is taking up 1/16th, and then the number 1 team gets a home game, but gets the G5 in their building. So in this case, it could be Ohio State, North Texas, as this gentleman writes. So it is. You get the home game. It's that's on the line. You do have the David Goliath thing, but it also, if you do have a Central Florida kind of year, I don't know who else has been in that class over the years. Boise State way back when. That if they do have a great team, then they can be up higher. They're not automatically the 16th.
Prove
team.
yourself.
Yeah. So I like that idea. I really do, and I would like it to start the weekend of the conference championships. Kirby Smart, I almost sent you the audio, but I'm like, he's not really saying anything. The fact that he was even asked if he wants to play in the SEC championship game shows the worthlessness of these championship game weekends now.
They're
at this
totally
point.
Silly.
They're worthless. They risk health. It happened to Carson Beck last year for Georgia against Texas. Start the playoff that weekend.
Yeah.
That would be glorious. So what would that mean, Papers? We got 8 games.
All on campus, like 2 in each window. Holy shit! That would be the greatest weekend of.
I mean, I guess you would go with a Friday
Oh yeah, 1 game on Friday.
Maybe Friday 6 p.m., Friday 9 p.m.
Yeah.
And then you could have the own Saturday.
Yeah, 11 o'clock, 2:30 window, 6 o'clock, maybe even the late window game. That would be incredible. I mean, that would be the best. It would be the ultimate. And I get the Big Ten and SEC have no reason to play in their conference championship game. I get the ACC and to an extent Big 12 having some value to it. But for the SEC, if you're playing in the SEC championship, you are in the college football playoff. There's just not going to be a world where that isn't the case. So why would you risk injury? Why would you risk hurting your own resume on a game where most other teams don't have to play? It just doesn't make any sense. I get there's dollars behind it.
Alan Dadeville says Kirby was asked that by a sophomore reporter from the Red and the Black.
Good for him.
Who took about 60 seconds to get the question out, too. Oh, I need to hear that then.
Yeah, that's good.
Although his answer didn't dress him down. Indiana versus Notre Dame was on a Friday night last year. Yes, you are correct, Lex Luthor, and that was outstanding. I would love that.
Yeah, I think it'd be great.
I would love that. That, to me, is the solution. But I guess the pushback is the Big Ten wants 4 teams automatically in. Mm-hmm. See, this is one of those things, though, where we're doing somebody's job for them. There may be television reasons why. The TV and the networks might not want to have 2 games competing against each other because it divides the audience. I do understand that. I don't know if going Thursday night works. If you go with a Thursday night game.
Love that.
But then what if you just played on that's past Saturday and now you got to turn around? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, that would.
Same thing with the the Friday night. I don't know. That might be the issue. I don't know. I don't know.
But with the Saturday games, like those aren't bowl games. Like, you know how once you get to the quarterfinals and the semifinals, they're like the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, and the Orange Bowl. I get those companies win one competition on TV networks. I think if they were just first and second round games, I don't know if they'd have a leg to stand on. But what do I know?
Let's see. And then the second question. I've only played a couple rounds and really enjoy it. I work in finance, and a lot of my clients started golf. So it actually benefits me professionally to improve. Any recommendations for getting started, lessons, golf sims, what to prioritize early, etc. I'm being so serious. I've talked to Jackson about it. The best that I have experienced, and I think I talked about it on this podcast, is driving from here, which is 270 in Olive, 270 northbound, 364. It turns into Highway N, and then, about 2 minutes on Highway N, you'll make a right onto, I think it's Stag Industrial Court, and that's where Elevate Golf is, and that is where I go. I love going there. It's got a bunch of TrackMan simulators. The coaches are so good. They're not a sponsor. I want to make that clear. This is just where I go. I've taken my son out there. It's just, that's where, if you really want, and the reason why, as opposed to at a range, because you can see the data. And simple thing. I have a weak grip just by making a slight adjustment. A weak grip, whatever. There's no point in fucking doing it. But the adjustment and how it went from, it was a 15-yard increase in distance with my 7-iron, just like that. It went from 162 to 177 just by having a strong grip. And then you can see the face angle, the angle of attack. It's all, again, you have to really care. And you might be like, dude, I can barely make contact with the ball at this point, and I understand that, but it's good to start out, because right now I'm having to make adjustments from shit that I've done wrong for years to do it right. It's good for you, person who didn't leave their name, but I see the email address, but I don't want to use it because he's talking about the Stag Bar Buffet, because then you can build it right from the get-go, whether it be with grip or alignment, all these things. It's just the best. And the instructors are great. I can't say enough good things about it. I love it. I love going out there. I was planning on going out there after today, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. It's the best. It's Elevate Golf, ELV8 Golf. It's truly incredible from a golf instruction standpoint. Let's see. We got 3 years ago today is when we lost Jay Jr. What is your favorite Jay Jr. story? Wow. Eric Sontag, who had the great question on nature versus nurture last week. Eric Sontag,
game ball.
God almighty. Wow. I cannot say effectively how happy I would be when I knew that Jay Jr. was on the show. It just made it so. It was something you would anticipate and look forward to. Like if there was a day where I'm like, oh yeah, Jay's in today.
So good.
You know what I mean?
That was the best.
And he had an approach with this show that was, I don't give a fuck, but I love the show. So it was this perfect, because it wasn't his job. And so he just wanted to have a good time, and it was great. And, I looked forward to it because of how much entertainment he would have in delivering his stories. The guy could flat out tell a story. God. It's not, I'm trying to think. It's, because I didn't, this was in the YouTube chat, so it wasn't something I was prepared for. Occasionally, I guess on memories, or I don't know how I see it.
Sure.
The call into our show where he told the audience that he had this terminal diagnosis. Mm-hmm. If you watch that clip, I'm about to lose it. And I look down like this, and then I think I like to inhale, try not to lose it, because he wasn't losing it. So I'm like, I can't lose it. Right. And I knew what was coming, but I knew the audience didn't know. And I know the audience was probably thinking, oh, Jay's going to call in and fuck around. And then I knew that the audience was about to hear this devastating news. The way Jay, I don't know who I was with. Oh, it was Smitty. I saw Smitty at the Kirkwood Halloween walk a couple weeks ago. And he goes, God, can you believe it's going to be 3 years? And then it got me to, I looked up his text to me, which he texted me while we were hosting Balloon Party. Just so matter of fact. I still, have my text exchange with Jennings Jr. October 21st, 2022, 10:17 a.m. Just out of nowhere. The last text before that was on my birthday, September 27th. Happy birthday, brother. Thank you, Jennings. It was October 21st, so then almost a month later. So yesterday I got diagnosed with liver cancer. Do not know to what extent yet. Meeting with oncologist on the 27th to create a treatment plan. I did not want you to hear from someone else. Hopeful I got this. Only telling a few people right now, so keep it on the DL, brother. Probably tell Angry, it's his name for Iggy, on Monday. And then he makes an observation on Iggy's ability to keep things in the room. But that's so he was not getting great counsel. Mm-hmm. And so what wound up happening, but it was just like this. That's Jay. Just here it is. Yeah. That's the deal. There's no, hey, can you give? It's just like this is the deal. And he wasn't getting the greatest treatment. He was under the impression he had 6 months. I connected him with a doctor who said, "I'm sorry. We're talking about. I don't even remember what it was, but it was certainly less than 6 months." And then he wasn't even around. I think November 18th. So he wasn't even around a month later. I remember going to see him. It was me, Dave Green, Mike Claiborne, and his longtime girlfriend, Amy, at Jay's place or Amy's place. I mean, I don't even know if it was probably a handful of days, 48 hours, 72 hours before he'd pass. And even while he's there and he's, kind of in that mode of going away, mm-hmm. Sarah Bruce also was there, I should say. He's still making like these comments and, being the person you'd recognize the personality, even in that spot. It's a weird deal because when you think of like the hosts on this show over the years, you probably think of, 4 or 5, depending on your perspective, because Jay was never a regular, but Jay was going to be a regular, which would have been, God.
So good.
Oh.
So good.
I mean, can you imagine if it's me and you, Doug and Jennings, and Plowhawk and Iggy?
Incredible.
I mean, just the fucking greatest. Yeah, the greatest. Sign me up for that forever. Yeah. Sign me up for that forever. Yeah. So, brutal. But just, and he loved it. He loved it.
He'd always say he was a fan who gets to be on his favorite show.
Right, that's right. I mean, he truly loved it. That was not a thing that he said to get approval. That was how he felt. And so when we knew he would be at TMA Lives, like then everything was built around the Foot Fetish Friday stuff.
That was load bearing.
Oh my God!
Had to have it.
It was the greatest. I just, Yeah, you get that if you're watching YouTube, the Jay Randolph Jr. Budweiser.
Yeah, which I have one in my home it's very special to me. Jay I only knew him obviously a couple years work on the program, but it couldn't have been nicer to me. Was always interested, would text me on the side, said some of the funniest things I've ever heard in my life, and had a real genuine aura of positivity around him. Yeah. Despite anything that might be going on in his life, Jay was the absolute best.
Yeah. I mean, just he entertained me. There's certain people who, I guess by the time, he passed, the TMA listeners got it. Yeah. There's certain, I'm trying to think of like people who I find Mr. Lix's thing hilarious. Yeah. Because I know it kind of pisses off like the kind of people that I don't really want to like me anyway.
For sure.
And Jennings went after that same kind of. So I think that's why I would sit there and giggle nonstop.
That guy went after him on the YouTube chat, and he said, "Go get your fucking shine box."
Who was that? Dallas?
Yeah, Diamond Dallas Page or something. I don't know. I remember who it was, but it was so
Dallas Daddy.
Big Dallas Daddy. That was it. He said, "All right, go get your shine box." It was so funny. It was so funny. I could listen to him tell that story about playing with Michael Jordan
It just was the stories.
a million times. I mean,
I'm
really.
telling you. I don't know. I mean, it's not overstated. I know sometimes people pass, and then there's kind of this, revisionist history on what it was, but it truly, and I say this, and it's just, this is a true story. Do with it what you want. I know I've told it before, but. And I also know maybe you get it, Jackson, perhaps more than anybody else, because I realize everybody listening to this hasn't worked on the show. But Doug Vaughn does not talk about this show. It doesn't mean he doesn't care about it. It's just Doug and I don't talk about the show.
Right.
Like if it's like, oh, we might go to this place, then we'll get on a call. But otherwise, we just don't do it. It's just not something. It's just it might sound weird. It's just the truth. And so for Doug, at one point when Jay was filling in, and this was at 9:20. I mean, it's just so off-brand, which, again, it might sound like nothing to the audience. It will, I know, resonate with you. And it's a commercial break, and Jay's like, I'm going to go out and smoke. And it was just me, Doug, and Jay that day. And Doug goes, I think this show's at its best when it's me, you, and Jay. He goes, it's just really funny. And I'm like, and it's like, it's so Doug because it's so, like, unassuming, yet it's so accurate and just kind of like an observation, and that's it. There's not like, we really need to talk. It's just kind of like we're just sitting there, and Doug and I have sat in silence in the studio during breaks at time. It's like a married couple, like, so how's everything? I'm just fucking, I'm sitting here reading or writing an email, and he just volunteered that. And that had to be, God, at this point, I mean, if we were at 9:20 and 13, 14, and 15, so one of those years, probably 14 or 15. And Tommy Mattern here at Hubbard recognized it, and I remember sitting at Il Balaga with him and saying, I really want Jay to be a part of this, and he was going to do it. That was the plan, and so that would have been something else. So I can't say. I mean, but the audience, fortunately, whereas I felt like I kind of had to sell, for lack of a better term. Like, Joe Strauss is a great guy, but I know he wasn't necessarily, like, amusing.
Right.
But I loved, number one, he was a great guy, like, behind the scenes, but he wasn't playing a character. He just wasn't, I don't know. But he would say and do things that I thought were admirable and, like, calling it how he saw it, even though it was going to be unpopular. Our audience got how great that guy was and how amusing he was.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. I don't need to sell it. Go back and listen. You'll agree, and that's that. I'm sorry I have to go because I got a lunch here at 12 that I'm now running late for, but that was a great question by Eric Sontag, and I was going to shortchange a tip of the cap. You can always email me anytime, McKernan at InsideSTL.com. Thank you to James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency for sponsoring the program, online at carltoninsurance.net. Thank you to Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wealth Strategies, online at evergreen-ws.com for sponsoring the podcast, and Seth Goldcamp of Design Air Heating and Cooling for sponsoring the podcast. For Jax Burkett, I'm Tim McKernan. This has been the Tim McKernan Show podcast.